What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So it was last week I reported on here that Tyreke Evans had been reinstated by the NBA after a 2-year ban because of substance abuse violation per NBA policy. But he is now eligible to come back to the NBA, and he is working out with the Milwaukee Bucks. He's working out right now with the franchise, and I hope that it works out for him. Um, I suspect that a lot of his inconsistency as a basketball player comes from his lack of commitment to the game at the time and probably whatever he was doing off the court. Extracurricular activities was keeping him away from reaching his full potential. But I hope that, as an older player, I think he's somewhere in his early 30s, 30-ish maybe, but he still has a lot left as far as being able to prove himself as a basketball player. Um, if things work out, he could be just what Milwaukee needs. The motivation should be there. I just hope that, whatever issues that he once had have been resolved in this 2-year period where he was away from the game. Look, Milwaukee this year, as opposed to last year, have been lacking two things. With the departure of PJ Tucker, that necessitated Bobby Portis to come into the starting lineup, which takes away from their bench. Their bench does not have the same punch as it did before. Now, when you look at the fact that Milwaukee, which was once a very heavy guard orientated team, Pat Connaughton is out for a while. They traded away Dante DiVincenzo to get Serge Ibaka, which sort of alleviates the fact that they don't have Brook Lopez, who I guess should be coming back in April. I'm actually becoming kind of concerned about Brook Lopez as far as his career is concerned because you're not hearing any damn thing. But anyway, getting Tyreke Evans gives them that secondary score to come into the game from off the bench. And this is the thing about Tyreke Evans. When he's at his best, he can be very fucking good, right? This is a guy that won Rookie of the Year with the Sacramento Kings, averaging 20 points, over 5 rebounds, over 5 assists. One of the few players in the history of the game to be able to do that as a rookie, but he had been inconsistent since then. He had one strong stretch, I think, with the Pacers. I think it was with the Grizzlies. But he's been up and down. Now, one thing I will say about Tyreke Evans, the first half of his career, he was not a really particularly good three-point shooter, somewhere around 28, 29%. But the last half of his career before he was banned, he had been a much improved three-point shooter, shooting closer to 38% from three over the last 4 seasons or so of his career, as opposed to the first 4. So if he can stretch the floor with his outside shooting, plus his ability to create his own shot coming off the bench, that would be a big weapon and a big boost for the Milwaukee Bucks. And then if they can get back Pat Connaughton, hopefully they can get back Brook Lopez healthy. Because if you notice, Brook Lopez, for much of last year, the playoffs, he was just bent over completely. I'm like, he was not his normal self. They can get Brook Lopez back, even in a limited capacity. The Bucks could still beat the Nets, in my opinion. If they were fully healthy, the Bucks, they could still potentially. I mean, I keep vacillating on this. I keep saying, well, no, the Nets will be unbeatable. But there's something about the Bucks lineup, man. And there's something about Giannis. It's like you just don't want to bet against this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at well, I don't want to keep making it. I don't want to go too far into that. All I'm saying is, if the Bucks are going to make a title run, they're going to need a third scorer. Well, that's just a fourth scorer because you already have Giannis, Middleton, Holiday, well, Portis. Um, Portis is more of an interior player who can shoot outside as well, but a guy that can really create his own shot is Evans. And you know, that's something they really, really need. That would help out a guy like Giannis so much if they're on the floor at the same time. A guy like Tyreke Evans who can create his own shot, you know. Um, but we'll see, man. We'll see if this works. But tell me what you guys think.